Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here is the last video in our Halloween October video mini-series about spooky, scary games for the month of October. So thanks to Minimap, I actually had the chance to play this like super hard platformer, and it's called Hell of an Office. So in Hell of an Office, you're essentially contracted to Satan and you're sent to Hell's office to work. And you work for Mr. Stapler, one of the best characters in this game. And that's saying something because all of the NPCs are full of humorous, random dialogue that will have you laughing. And also, if you're looking closely enough, you can find a few references to other things, including the Emperor's New Groove. But essentially, as the newest employee at this godforsaken hellhole of an office, you are given random tasks by Mr. Stapler, such as go get a stapler of your own, go staple some papers together, go make some copies of these papers. And you just venture around this office, and eventually you will have to go to different floors of said office. And that is where the real fun happens. Every time you get into the elevator to go to a different floor, you are thrown into a handful of your platforming levels. So to start, you will just have your dash. And you will have to dash through platforms and try and make it to this golden, glowing, firing pit, and that is your end marker for the level. Now that's it, you just gotta jump around and make it to the end, while lava is quickly rising and trying to kill you. It's not that bad. The first 30 levels or so was actually super easy. I felt like an amazing speedrunner doing it, and I'm sure you will too if you have even the slightest good reaction time. Now, the real challenge is when you start adding on new abilities for both you and obstacles for the courses you're running. Now, each chapter of this game introduces something new each time. So as your storyline progresses, as you, the rookie of the office, do better, you try and even maybe get a promotion here or there, your levels that you do in your platforming sections will get more challenging. Now, whenever you get that lovely stapler, you will gain a very crucial ability, and that is if you aim the stapler at the ground or any side with a flat surface, you can blow yourself into the air and get a little boost of airtime to hopefully get you to the next platform. Now, this ability had saved me countless times during my runs. It is incredibly helpful. Highly recommend you get used to that. And I was also, I don't know if this makes a difference for you, I was playing this on Steam, thank you Minimap, and I was using this controller. So I was using controller the entire time. All 4 of these buttons were utilized. Here was the person, here was the camera. That was it. I tried using my mouse and keyboard. I was so much worse. I figured I'd play Valorant. Maybe it would be easier for some of the really harder levels, because sometimes you get turned around and you can't move this guy fast enough to fix your camera. No, it was so much harder. I highly recommend using a controller if you have one. That's just me. But to round out all of your abilities, you will get the ability to go towards any of these green balls that will appear in the air. It pulls you towards them. Plays with force a lot for your speed, so those can be a bit tricky. And also a very, very useful one is the ability to just slam down straight down from where you're floating, because that is the main complaint that you will have when you're getting used to it, is when you jump, a lot of the times it's super floaty, and this is all about speed running. This is, you gotta go fast. Embrace Sonic in this game. But yeah, if you're floating, the lava's gonna catch you, and yeah, once you unlock that ability to just slam yourself down, super fast, super simple. And of course, along with those new abilities, you have new obstacles that you will have to avoid. Now, some of those include literal water slides, back and forth hatchet swinging things that will kill you, and also the color pink. Anything colored pink will kill you. Definitely a very interesting thing, but with pink being the brightest thing on your entire map, it's pretty easy to see them. Now, this is a game you will be dying countless times in, especially once you get past level 70, I would say. Levels 70 through 90 took me an incredibly long time. I'm talking hours. And then 10 through 100 also took me probably the same time combined. Just move that over there. So this will definitely test your patience and test your limits. But I'm saying this now, I am not the greatest at stuff like this. I consider myself pretty good at platformers, but I wasn't sure if I could make it through all of this, but I did. I made it through every single one with one caveat that I will tell you about when we get to talking about level 100. With no spoilers, don't worry. Now, the controls are one of the best parts about this game. The controls feel amazing. So all of it, it's super snappy, super responsive. You will, for the most part, when you die, feel like it was your fault. You maybe missed a jump, you miscalculated something. Maybe it's your first run and you didn't realize you have to turn a certain way. A lot of these, especially later levels, you will need to do a few test runs to figure out your perfect routing that you will need to try and pinpoint perfectly perform in order to beat the level. This means you will probably get frustrated at some point because you yourself are messing something up, or, oh, you just barely missed that jump, or, oh, that should have given me more momentum to go forward. Trust me, we all will go through that if we all play this game. But it's okay, because those levels that you are so stuck on and so frustrated with will be the ones that give you the most dopamine rush whenever you do get that ending success screen. And I will tell you now, that is the best feeling on a super hard level. And don't worry about getting super frustrated on like back-to-back, like 3 levels in a row. They're just getting harder and harder, and it's just frustrating me to no end. These levels, I think, are so wonderfully designed because, in part, there's really challenging levels, but around them are simpler levels. There was many times to where I would be stuck on like the single level for like 30, 40 minutes, and then the next one I can get in a single run, 2 or 3 runs. Like, it'll take me less than 5 tries, and I'm done with that. It'll make me feel so good because I'm not stuck on it. And then the next 2 or 3, it'll take me like a handful of tries. But it gives you almost like a little breather before it hits you with that super challenging, super precise, super pain in the ass level. So I really do love that aspect. I think if this was just super hard level after super hard level, like once you hit 70 onward, it would have taken me a lot longer to beat this game. Now, I took about, 15.7 hours is what I logged on Steam for this game. I'm not sure how long you guys will take. There was some like walkthroughs that I saw online when I was like really stuck and needed just a look at someone else's strategy. And those were sitting in between the 2 and 3 hour marks for all of the ones that I found. So you might be able to do this a lot faster than me. But there is one caveat that both of those walkthrough videos had that I did not have on until I hit level 100. So that lava that I mentioned that would be constantly rising and trying to kill you each level, that is what qualifies you for the leaderboard. Yes, there is a leaderboard. It's very much like Neon White in the feeling of you speedrun and you try and beat other people. But you can turn off the rising lava. Now, you will be ineligible for the leaderboards if you do turn off the lava. I personally really didn't care. I didn't even know that that was an option, but I did like that. I kind of did use that as a legitimate last resort. I can't beat this final level because my timing is just, I can't get enough time. The lava keeps killing me, and I was getting so close, I was getting so frustrated. And then I looked it up. You can turn off the lava, but you will be ineligible for the leaderboard. So that is definitely something to note if you are someone who is maybe struggling with some levels, if you maybe just want to go a more casual route with this game. Turn off the lava. It is completely fine. You can do that. So I struggled through all 99 levels, and then on the last one, just turn it off. And that was probably the best thing I did for my mental during this playthrough. All of my jumps would be super precise and I'd be super fast, but I just couldn't beat the lava. And when I turned it off, I could go so much slower. I was still going pretty fast, but I didn't have this like anxiety that the lava brings you. And if you want a much more relaxed, you don't want to speedrun it, but you want a platformer, buy this game, just turn off the lava. It turns it into a completely different game. It's so much more relaxing. And no one's stopping you from still speedrunning it just without the lava. You can still go whatever speed. It's just not going to force you to. So this game, it is full of hilarious lines from each floor, and each floor will have their own kind of perspective that all the employees have on the company and working in general. And you get to see just, it's very much, if you look at it, a critique of the capitalist like makeup of companies. And so if you want to laugh at that, you can and look a bit deeper into it, or you can just look at it as, haha, funny joke. I'm moving on to the next platforming section. take it with a grain of salt. That's what you do with all video games and media. With this game, super challenging, a nearly 16-hour adventure for me. But honestly, I got more frustrated at the game 𝕬𝕬𝕣𝕗, which you will see a review for in 1 to 2 weeks. I forget what, but it's going to be up in the first half of November. That was an adorable little pixel art game about a kitsune, and it's a precision platformer. It was 2D. I thought it would be easy. That game frustrated me a whole hell of a lot more than Hell of an Office. So I promise you, this game, it's not going to be as hard or challenging as some of my gameplay overlay might make it seem. I promise you, you just go fast and it feels really good, and it just feels almost second nature once you hit like 30 and after. I do recommend trying to play this all in like a series of play sessions, because if you take a longer break, I'm really going to assume that you will lose that second nature aspect, because having 4 buttons, I know it was messing me up a bit once I hit like level 95 and after. For some reason I was just forgetting how to play the game. And I played this all in the span of 2 days, so it's not like I took a break. But yeah, this was a great game. You can see from the overlay the type of gameplay it is, the type of humor that all the NPCs have in their lines. It is just a great game, a great time. I never would have picked this up if it wasn't for Minimap offering me the key, and I am so thankful that they gave me this opportunity, because this was such a good game. It has actually become one of my top games that I've played in 2024. So if you were looking for a new platformer to scratch that itch, pick up Hell of an Office. Now that is all for me for today. Apparently this is just the year of precision or hard as hell platformers for me. So if you have another suggestion, I guess leave them in the comments, because that's just what this year is going to give me. But yes, if you've made it through, let me know. What are your thoughts on this game? Have you played it? Has my recommendations for this game made you want to play it? If anything else, please at least wishlist this game, because it is an indie game and every wishlist on Steam is incredibly helpful to the devs. But that'll be it for my rambling for how much I love this random ass game from literal hell. So thank you everyone who watched. I hope that you enjoyed, got something out of it. If you liked this video, give me a like to prove that you did like it. I did a good job, and it will also help keep my videos on your page. And to really ensure that, maybe give me a subscribe so you don't lose me in the sea of YouTube content. Thank you. Have a good day.